Hello everybody, this is Simon. I'm back after a little break because it was a very busy time, but nobody watched the other videos anyway, so I wasn't missed, but I'm just gonna continue playing this now, and if you want to follow along, then you are very happily invited to do so. If you don't care, then I don't either, as these things usually work. Anyway, that was a terrible intro. We're up here because I double checked in the cathedral, Patches isn't there, and I triple checked on the internet, and I mixed up the order. He will close the door behind you after you were in the cathedral, even though you can buy the key
Sorry,
earlier.
friend. Be more careful. By the gods, curiosity is gonna kill you, kittens. Some places are better left alone, you know. Oh, sorry. Am I a tad too late? Have no fear. There's beauty in death. Besides, you're amongst your own. Plenty of company, right?
So anyway, I let him talk because it's just he has some of the best lines in this game, and it's always sad if you miss that. Fortunately now I did not. Let's try again if I can pull this stunt off where the item used to be. Just run to the corner. Doesn't look safe. But yeah, it actually is. So yeah, great advice, great advice. I will be able to reproduce this from now on. That is very good. But yeah, I mean, we've escaped this way before, and yeah, on my first playthrough too, I missed this encounter with him completely because there is no real reason to go back here after you've been there the first time. Ah yeah, anyway, back into Firelink we go. And up again to the other side, and we confront Patches immediately. I mean, his trap is terrible anyway, because you can just die and respawn at Firelink, and then you don't have escaped per se, you know? But that is another matter. This quest would be really cool, like him annoying us all the time, if it worked out more. Yeah, he is not actually here, because I think he's in Firelink, but how he managed to do that is up to anybody's guess. But again, it doesn't really matter. Do I have anything else for the crows? I think I might have bought the shield. It's been a while, so let's just quickly check. Large leather shield, was that it? Or the small leather shield? Let's just leave one of them. No. And maybe the large? Unless I already did that, in which case I apologize for wasting your time. Yeah, right. The large leather shield is the one they want. For whatever reason, you get one whole Twinkling Titanite out of it. Amazing. Yeah, I don't get it either. It's so random. Why would they want a large leather shield but not a small one? Someone had the theory on the internet, or some people have, that it could be a drum, I guess, because sounds. I don't know. Anyway, Patches is here now.
Ah, oh, you're alive.
Hmm.
Now, hold your horses. Let's have a nice talk about this. I'll come clean. I did you wrong. I didn't mean it, though. Not one bit. You get these urges, running the business and all, and I hate myself for it. I do. You know what I mean. Terrible, really. But I can see you'll forgive me. You're alive, after all. And that's what counts, right?
Well, for a given definition of alive, I guess.
Oh, fantastic. A wily second chance.
We always get something
I
good
knew
out
you'd
of it, though.
understand. I just knew it. The heart of a lion. A model for the rest of us. A true friend. Forever.
quite indeed, yes. So anyway, you can buy Sigvard's, sorry, gear back from him. Um, there is a possibility of him rescuing Grey Red later in Irithyll, if you let him keep it. But I think this is far less reliable than just letting Sigvard do it, and you have to re-get the stuff anyway. I guess theoretically you could let Patches save Grey Rat, then kill him for it, which would make the entire affair a little cheaper, but not my cup of tea. I'm just gonna buy all the good shit here. And at least one of these for the crows before I forget. Anything else? You can get 2 showtails here, possibly a reference to Lawrence from the first game. And at some point you can also get the horse hoof ring from him, but not right now. And you can buy rubbish, which is really funny. I think you just have to reload again until he goes into the Patches squat animation. Let's see about that, shall we? Because then we'd be done with that and can continue on to greener pastures. This is the wrong way, isn't it? God, I hate this layout of Firelink. It's so bad. By the way, off screen I got the applause gesture from our good friend Leonhard over there. Is that his name? Anyway, one of the better gestures in the game. Yeah, you did good. Why aren't you squatting yet? Maybe later. Whatever. Enough time wasted. Fuck you. We are going to kill the Abyss Watches now. It's been a long time waiting for that, but I don't think that we have anything else to do before we have to before killing them. Most of these side quests are done now, and we can finally move on with our lives. And I'm itching to explore further down here in a long session. We have time for that today. And get me a new weapon. I've got my eyes on one. We'll use a bunch of those Twinkling Titanites we have accrued so far. So finally there is use for them. While I'm moving towards the boss room, let me try to invade one more time, because it's rather stable at the moment. Just in case I get a hit on the way, because then I might be able to go in embered. Usually I don't like embering up for bosses too much, because I figure I should be able to do it by now at the very least anyway. And I still am somewhat inconsistent with fighting bosses in general. So I will always feel like I have wasted the ember, because I take 2 to 3 tries to get into the groove of things usually. Oh yeah, let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens. Maybe I can invade alongside my friends, the Dark Wraiths. And of course get me some shackles, which I will not use the reward from, but details. At the very least, I'm actually wearing the wolf ring right now. Isn't it amazing? Alright. This one has been activated. I hope they're not just about to go into the boss door. Nope. Ah, there they are. Having trouble with the Dark Wraiths? No, not really. Oh. Oh. NPC help, huh? That is in fact the Londa Paleshade. Should know how to deal with him though. Yes, I did. Ooh, that was a close one. Shouldn't this be enough for the duty fulfilled already? Or does he not count as a phantom? Come on, man. This is just gonna get you killed. If I knock away your shield. Or do you want to go for the boss door now? Well, I guess there is no stopping you, because this game has stupid rules. Well, Too bad then, really too bad. He could have fought me, that was just a very short run up here. No, he's got to do it alone. It's probably better for him anyway, because practice makes perfect and not summoning NPCs. Anyway, I don't really care, let's go to the boss. Are they still fighting? Weird. Thought they'd have respawned at the start of the area. Oh, forgot about you. Anyway, fuck it. Ah, they're fighting inside. I keep getting confused by that. Maybe I already was confused by that once on screen. I don't know. Could you please kindly fuck off? That would be really nice. Thank you very much. Don't care about the cutscene. No good voice acting like for patches. This guy still here? No. Wonderful. So usually hang back a little bit and see what happens with the other dudes. I think not immediately. I think I have to damage him a bit. It should be easy enough, considering the weapon I'm using. Maybe I should start dodging now, but I'm too cool for that. People are always like, oh man, they're so easy to stun lock, but well, I'm using a big fuck off hammer and I couldn't do any stun lock there. So I don't know what people are talking about. Maybe I should have done this a little more intelligently. I don't know. But this is exactly why I don't like using embers at the start of a fight, of an attempt series, I guess, because I know that I will fuck up in stupid ways because I'm not used to the weapon yet, for example. And because I try something clever and it always backfires. Anyway, one more invasion attempt. Wonderful, that was quick. Would be really funny if that was Armin's next attempt. After having died to the Abyss Watches and re-embering again. And with funny, I mean it would be really mean. On the other hand, I didn't kill him, huh? Oh, okay. Well, if he has summoned Gotthard already, then he's probably going to start the fight soon. Or not? Okay. Well, let's see then how we're gonna deal with that. Hi. Don't worry, I'm just here to kill you. I'm not gonna do any gesturing because maybe I can get something done before the Phantom is here. No, of course not. Okay. Figured maybe they would try something, but I would have persevered. Well, grandiose. Oh, that was easy enough. Thank you for providing me with that super easy vertebra shaking. Stop it with the R1 spam. Jesus, I've already won. Okay, quick and dirty. All thanks to the hammer. Because there really is no super easy dealing with that now, isn't there? Got the ember ready. And now we can do this for real. Ran the wrong way, whatever. Anyway, you can easily see why I usually do not stream these games. Now finally I'm dying to a boss. Don't think I have before yet, right? It had to end at some point. But the hammer is supposed to make these things easy, but you can see how inconsistent I can really be, I think. Especially when we finally reach a boss that is actually somewhat challenging. Did I forget an item up there all this time? I think I did. Like saving it for the demonstration. While I was farming here, waiting for wolf summon hits. It's just 3 black bug pellets, which I've never used in my life. I think the red ones once, and then I realized that they do not stack with flesh sweat, which is better. So, I don't know. This is better. Okay, so I mean you can obviously hit him out of some attacks, but only out of some, and it's kind of weird. And also, I'm dealing a lot of damage, but this is what I was expecting. So now let them duke it out a little bit on their own, shell. Might be fun. Or not. Wow, that was a long buffered input. I really, really do not like that. I mean, I'm hitting while I'm on the ground and then I take 3 minutes to stand up. But it's too long. I've already hit. Jesus Christ almighty. Why am I so bad at this? Maybe I'm rusty. Ah, thank you. Thank you. That was really nice of you. Wonderful, second phase already. Usually I parry my way through this like a cheeser, as if parrying is the cheese strategy now, I know. But not with the hammer, I don't think so. A usual roll into attack strategy doesn't seem to work out that well. Maybe I actually have to learn how to dodge this guy. Perish the thought. Oh, this should be a good opportunity, or not. And I wasted all of my stamina. Wonderful, another lesson learned. Don't do that, kids. Finally! I thought I could poise through that. That was, again, a lot of damage. I think the hammer might actually be a little too slow to deal with him reliably, but on the other hand, I've got tons of Estus and I've got an insane amount of damage. So, I mean, it works. It's rather sloppy, but it works. I won't complain. Yeah, if I want to have an actual skilled playthrough where I show off how to actually deal with this guy and, you know, dodge and stuff, then I can always do an actual let's play of that. That's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. Yeah, I think I've mentioned it before. Just a hunch that this weapon might be a little bit overpowered and it might turn the game into easy mode. Even if it is obviously not 1000% suited to the fight because of the speed in which it hits and with which the enemies can dodge around. And if it hits, man, it hits.
Ah, well met, Ashen One.
Do I have anything left to buy? Yeah, of course I have something to buy now. Always forget about this. Armor!
Ashen One.
I think it's criminal that you don't get enough souls of them to just immediately buy their entire armor set. Hello!
Welcome home, Ashen One.
Oh wait, no, it's not. You're not serious? I thought it was serious. You. I rarely see you
I
here.
know you. Been some time.
Don't
I just
care.
dropped it now. This set couldn't be.
Wonderful. I have no idea what this guy's deal actually is because he doesn't really seem to care about Irina is her name, I think. But on the other hand, he's really mad if we do something against her. Maybe he should take his job more seriously. I mean, come on. Anyway, let's go to the Catacombs. Fuck everything. Yeah, beating the Abyss Watchers I don't think has really unlocked as many side quests as it actually blocked side quests, and the next batch is going to come in Irithyll because the Catacombs are kind of a wasteland of a big whole lot of nothing in them, more or less of a transitionary area. Which is a bit of a shame because I kind of like them, at least the upper part is pretty interesting, but then it's gone rather quickly by and there is nothing much of substance down there. I was kind of hoping for, especially considering the verticality of the beginning part of them, for something similar to the Dark Souls 1 Catacombs, which are one of my favorite levels in all of video games. Due to the way how many paths you can take and how vertically interconnected everything is, and how easily you can get lost still, how much it can still play me for a fool, even after having played it so often. But here the only thing you really get is this very obvious shortcut at the very start, which I took immediately once I got here the first time, because, I mean, come on, am I being invaded? Oh, why not? And otherwise, yeah, I mean, we're going to see. I won't talk too much about it beforehand. Today we are going to introduce the skeletons to a lot of blunt force trauma. Come on, stand up again. Oh, a bow user, huh? Bow, meet hammer. I mean, congratulations, I guess. Yeah, of course he's going to do this. My dude, please, I have a hammer. What possible outcome do you think will come from this? Nope. Still have a hammer. Oh yeah, that was also very skilled of the skeleton. Spacing, it's important. Double katanas? Or is it just to sell sword twin blades? Just, I mean, it's a good weapon. I should be working on roll catching more. I've never quite learned doing that. Nope. Ooh, that was a close one. Nope. Still have the perseverance on. Yeah, okay, now I was out of stamina. Ah, too bad. Finally, somebody who knows what they are doing. Okay, now let's restart this. With no interruptions this time, but I'm really not concerned. I mean, I'm awaiting all the time also, so whatever. Okay. Oh, that was some amazing pop-in. I really can't wait for my new laptop. It has already arrived, but it's in Germany and I'm not. But give it 2 weeks and then I can actually do this in a little bit better quality. Anyway, as we have seen, skeletons here, they stand up exactly once. And even though it sounds like they're going to die, you don't get any souls. And again, this was a lot more effective in Dark Souls 1, because I was now, of course, the first time I went here, immediately searching for a necromancer of some kind. And then I killed the skeleton again, and I got the souls, like now. And that means for me, it's a surefire thing that the skeleton is now dead forever, and this is actually true. Spacing, again. And whenever you get the souls, you can... Oh wow, Carthus curved sword, already interesting. One of the best PvP weapons as far as I know. Or at least it used to be. But that does mean that they lose a lot of their bite, because now I'm not afraid anymore to go on, because I know that these skeletons are dead, and they will stay dead. Another relatively easy to find thing to check out down there, but there is actually a safer way than just dropping down. For another, let's see what awaits us here. I always get a little swarmed when I get in here, because there is quite a lot of skeletons here actually. Though one somewhere killed themselves just now, maybe the archer down there. We will see if he misses. We will see if he misses. I like this guy because he's barely there, and yet he can still actually parry you to death without even seeing you, presumably because he doesn't have a head. This one? Yeah, by the way, you can tell if a skeleton is going to rise up again, and I didn't notice that until someone pointed it out. Mea culpa, I guess. If their eyes are glowing white, then they have an extra life in them, basically. Don't know what the purpose of this is. Maybe there was an archer up here? No, I don't think so. I mean, there should have been, because it would have been an interesting setup, so I can get back up here and punish him for it, but it wasn't the case, I guess. Anyway, this is one very obvious trap here. You are doing good, my friend. I think it stands out a bit too much, maybe, especially compared to other traps like in Sen's Fortress, the king of traps. They blend in a bit more there. but the message makes it really obvious, and I think this is something you can't really avoid, even if you're like, I'm going to go through this game super unspoiled and not even gonna read any message. Just the fact that it's here is going to draw your eyes there. But I think this is 1000% intentional. If you do play online that at all, then you have to face this, I guess, and it should be fine. Like these things are like cheap gotchas anyway. What I do like about this one here, however, is that it immediately resets. So this creates some interesting situations later on, especially compared to Dark Souls 1 traps where they don't reset at all. I don't think so. I might be confused here, but I think in Sense there is one that has 2 buttons and I always think like, wow, it does reset? Huh, weird. Or maybe after a certain time. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. So this guy here is always very suspiciously just standing there, maybe luring you into a trap, I guess. But I do think that maybe you're just supposed to run for the item. I also think that you could come from the other side and then he's going to be an issue, which you can't see coming. But, you know, again, if they allow you to take 2 different paths and one of them is trapped and one of them is like a super obvious non-trap, then it's kind of their own fault, would you say? Now this is interesting, because you can see the archer from here if he hasn't suicided yet. And if you still haven't fallen down there, then it might give you an idea for that, but it might also give you a different idea. This. One of the more obvious illusory walls. I think this one has the exact right amount of signposting to it. And this guy here, also if you're coming from the other side, he's basically guarding a passage which does not really exist as a passage and hints you to hit the wall there. Because otherwise, if you fall down to that area, great for pyromancers by the way, to the archer area from above, then there is no way for you to get out of there. Unless you do find the illusory wall. So that's a bonus. And maybe if you come from this side, then this guy will immediately attack you. I don't know, haven't done it yet. But again, you have like 3 ways to get into this room. And one of them is the trap threatening room side. And the other ones, they don't really work. Especially like here, if you come from back here, then this guy won't attack you up the stairs. So he's completely a non-issue. Like, he doesn't even lead you to any kind of misfortune. You can just take him out. Otherwise, you might have a situation where this guy here is fighting you together with his buddy. Might be hard. These guys are nothing to joke about. But the way the area is set out, if you do take that one ladder, and this is a simple, do you go down the ladder, do you go left or right decision, then suddenly it is incredibly easy, and all of these somewhat trappish setups, they don't matter at all. Like, they really depend on you just taking the stairs down and not the stairs up. If you take the stairs up, like here, we're back at the start, then you can just come from behind and absolutely trivialize everything. And I'm not super sure I like this. I don't quite get it, in fact, because it seems so like an oversight, more or less. I think this is the parry stance, but you can't really parry this one. I'm so sorry. Anyway, yeah, done rattling. Anyway, it doesn't feel like this kind of trap avoidance through just going the other way has been that much of an issue or as much of an opportunity, I guess, in the other Dark Souls games. I mean, people decry Dark Souls 2 for being incredibly linear, but at least its traps, when intended, usually work the way they're supposed to. And then they make different traps in Scholar, which again work the way they're supposed to. So I'm not entirely sure what I want to feel about this. That is actually rather funny. I was expecting it to be an illusory wall ahead. So many ratings, all of which are negative. I like this one because it's more than you bargained for, possibly. At least the very first time around, it will definitely surprise you just how many of them are here. Though it's a little disappointing that none of them stand up again, I think. because that would have been even funnier. And I mean, of course, again, the hammer trivializes it, but we've been over this. This is basically the point of this playthrough, to make it easy on myself. Hello, Andri.
Oh, hello. How very fortunate.
You don't sound like
Have
this
you
is
seen my
fortunate at all.
companion, Horace?
Yeah, he's down the
To my
smoldering
shame,
rake
I
and
was
he's
snared
like
by a trap,
super hollow
and we've
already.
become separated.
Shouldn't
I've
you
not
have
been
a
able to
prism stone
find
here?
him since. Yes, I see.
Oh, seriously, usually there's a
Horace is
prism
a
stone here.
valiant knight. He can look after himself, no question.
Mm.
He's
Anyway, whatever. Another
If you
dialogue, I
happen
think?
to may the fl
Yeah, I mean, he says something about prison stones now, but doesn't he just, like, usually have ones here? Did you try to fight Henri? You fool. Anyway, this area here. We've seen this one before. Didn't comment on it much, but whatever. And yeah, I guess he will lead you into getting hit by the archer. Maybe. I don't know. I don't care. It's not like they deal so much damage. I think there is another kind of missed opportunity here by allowing you to have a shortcut here. Maybe further down the catacombs, but yeah, I guess that's kind of it with the linearity, you know. That's, again, could have been a little more elaborate. I don't expect them to craft as a hideously complicated level like the Dark Souls 1 Catacombs, because, I mean, people do complain about that. Maybe rightfully so. I don't know. But, what's that sound? What's that sound? It's the sound of the fun ball. And what I really like about it is that it comes back. Just like that. That is something which you really cannot see coming, I think. What you can see coming, however, is this guy here. I don't know if it intends for you to see the niche basically hide out here to get away from the ball, and then you stumble upon this guy and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? You get out. And I mean, he took quite a while to notice me even being there, so that was kind of funny. And one thing that will happen now, I don't know how many people do that, make that connection actually. I certainly did the first like 2 times here. If you kill him, then the ball that gets destroyed because he's actually controlling the ball. I do feel like they could have given him some kind of animation, like that he is casting something to make the ball exist, because he isn't really doing anything to make the ball go up again, but he's definitely the one keeping it in motion, I guess. I wanted to say alive, but this is not true on like 20 different levels. Anyway, let's take the shortcut because there might be an item there, I don't know. Otherwise I will show it off, because if everything works well, I don't need to take it anymore. Yeah, of course my plans never work out this time around, but don't care, don't care. Yeah, usually you just... Could this be a shortcut? I don't know. Usually you just stumble upon the item the ball leaves from the other side. I will show you what I mean with that. Now is there an item here? Maybe here? No, it's just a shortcut. Why do things keep dying in this game? I swear to God, it's full of suicidal idiots. Yeah, usually if you kill this guy, then you will just see the item lie around here the next time the ball falls down, and you will see it from the other side where there is a bonfire. I don't think that this bonfire is signposted very well. Maybe from this angle, but usually they put bonfires behind walls and behind windows and stuff like that, where you're like, oh my god, I want this, I want to touch it right now. Don't think it quite works here, it's not close enough to this, and you could easily mistake its glow for a message and just move on. The far more interesting thing is this little detail here, which I just noticed actually, and that it proves that you could once open this gate, but now you can't because the lever is broken. That's nice. Let's press on. No, he had white eyes. See? He also has white eyes. And he throws urns. Oh no. Yep, white eyes. Standing back up again. Now that makes it even easier to see which ones are going to stand up again. Little pointless then? I don't know. Who threw this? Oh. I think this guy threw that before he was even fully formed. That's really weird. Anyway, something I didn't quite get the first time was that the pursuers, the purple things, they were actually linked to two things here, which are the urns they throw, and also if you roll through here, I think, yes, some of these pots, if they break, it's the ones with the lid, they will also release pursuers. When you come here for the first time and just roll around blindly, evading all of these fucking skeletons which keep standing up, oh no, and you evade into here, and then you also roll around willy-nilly because it's fun, it's great, it destroys things, then suddenly you will have even more of these things following you, pursuing you. And it's just not fun for anyone involved. Ah, the Carthus milk ring. I think this is the one that does not obscure your... Does it? No. Yes, it does actually. This is the one that has only benefits, I think. And also it will increase dexterity by 3, which might help me wear some items actually in the future. But let's see, maybe something that requires like 12 dexterity, because I have 10 now. Might be fun to play around with, let's see. For now though, I will stick to my guns. Usually when I go through here, I immediately equip this because there is no point in not doing it. But I got a relatively interesting ring setup at the moment, I think. Yeah, that is pretty good and I will stick with that. Anyway, this button here you can also relatively easily overlook if you're not going through this as calmly as I have, because you don't know yet that there is only a 1 second extra life for every skeleton, and only the ones with the white eyes. And then you might already be running in panic from the enemies, trying to desperately find a spot where there is not pursuers everywhere, and then you run into this and then you get trapped. Actually though, it is a rather good opportunity to set up on this guy, for example, if you want to, because it might help you a lot. If you're getting back pursued by these guys, then you can easily lure them into the trap and try to take them out that way. Maybe not this guy because he's ranged. Well, excuse me for assuming something. Did you just throw these through the wall? That's some bullshit here. That's some bullshit. Maybe I can lure this guy into the trap. Let's see here. Actually, I could. Cool. His rolling is also obscured, by the way, though it's not obscured in the same way as the players will be. I guess I should demonstrate it now. Like so. Leaves a bit of a smoke cloud behind. So the connection is not 1000% obvious, I don't think. But I mean, I guess it makes sense, and maybe they didn't want to have too many effects on screen once. There is the fucking wolf ring. Wow, so bad at inventorying, man. So bad. Anyone else? Yes, of course. Yes. And I got the souls, so it's safe. Someone behind me, isn't it? Oh yeah, these two fuckers. You might be able to jump this. Most of the time it's just a trap. In this case it is far safer to press on, though I do think that there is a nice choice. The first time you're going through here, you might not have a handle on how to fight these guys yet. Might be quite exhausted because this is one of the longer stretches after a bonfire, at least it feels like that, and especially if you don't take the shortcut out of habit. Might be out of Estus completely by now. You probably haven't seen the bonfire yet, which should be around this direction here. So you might be thinking, maybe I'm close to it. So you actually have a choice. Do I try to do this pretty hard jump and fall down to have to fight a rat? There is even enemies over there, but you might not know that. Or do I try to brave two of these guys possibly at once? It's a tough decision. This one here is the correct way to go, spoilers. Though I guess the rat isn't that hard, so you could make an argument that it is possibly different. A better idea to go the different route. Anyway, these guys are really stupid. This trap is really good at hitting things. My hammer is overpowered. I think though it is kind of a nasty surprise that this is actually going from the other direction. The arrows the trap fires. Can trip you up. You didn't even know that. I was just, you know, standing by the side casually, just in case. This one here is one of the most obvious holes I've ever seen in my life. We're just going to fall down it though afterwards. I guess if you're super blind and absolutely greedy as all hell, then you might be enticed by the ember here. Yeah, I'm not. Especially not, again, if you're in that situation where you're super paranoid the first time going through this. This one, however, this can get you. It did get me the first time. I don't know if it killed me, but it nearly gave me a heart attack and then it gave me a really good laugh. I think it's kind of nice that you can pretty much see this opening here from there, and now you can see the bonfire glow really decisively. And this is where we would see the undead bone shard on the other side, left by the ball. And then if you sit down with a bonfire, then it would vanish, the ball would respawn, and then you can start adding one and one together, as we say in Germany. So anyway, this ball here is always a little awkward because you can't really run it. Don't like that too much, but that's just the way you have to deal with it. I mean, I think if you just start sprinting immediately after respawning from the bonfire, then you can just so make it, but it's a risky proposition. Hey, hey, do you not see me? Fucker. Don't try to... Ugh. This is what you do not want to see. Fuck off and perseverance. Yes, it is a verb. Give me the good shit. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. The game starts showering you with Titanite shards here, and I don't know why, because you really should have upgraded your weapon to +3 already. I mean, otherwise, how would you be able to beat the Abyss Watchers? Spoilers for the enemies, by the way. Oh my god, I'm an idiot and fall into the hole. Holy shit, everything is full of wheel skeletons. Better deal with them quick. Oh no, the wheel skeleton is attacking me in a non-wheelie manner, which is really stupid, but oh no. They have been known to hit things better than this in Dark Souls 1. Yeah. These here are basically like fan service, like, oh no, I'm dropped in a pit with wheel skeletons, and if you have played a lot of Dark Souls 1, then this is one of the worst sights you can imagine, because these things are complete and utter dicks in Dark Souls 1. Like, they will shred your life away in milliseconds. But as you can see from my deliberate botching of this, it's deliberate, I swear. Okay, though this was dodged by them is really funny. And also they even have a melee attack if you're far away from them, if you're not far away from them, which makes them even less threatening. But anyway, they are complete jokes in Dark Souls 3. I don't know really why. Hello. I keep forgetting about this one here. It's a really weird trap. I don't know why they didn't make them more threatening. It's fine to have a killing trap at this end. Oh wow, nice. Just a trap that will kill you the first time at this end here. You can see them if you're coming in by foot, and if you fall down the hole, then it's your own fucking fault. Like, just let people die from stuff once in a while, Dark Souls 3. It's okay. You don't have to defend your reputation anymore as a hard game. With cheap traps or whatever, nobody will fault you for being super cheap. Like, see, you can have some traps, still don't kill me, but it's okay. I don't mind traps. I don't mind hardcoreness where you get rewarded for taking the plunge, maybe. Also, there's a bonfire directly up there. You would also have to be really stupid to not look for that in the first place before going down a pit with a lot of wheel skeletons. And I think I fucked up the jump the first time going down here. By the way, this is kind of an echo of a similar place in the depths, I would say. Oh, 2 Titanite shards, amazing. Where the slimes are falling from the ceiling. Similar to the depths, not super threatening at all. It's mostly just a heart attack moment when a slime actually manages to fall on you. Fuck off. As you can see, the red is not that big of a deal anyway, especially not for the hammer. Keep going back to this fucking hammer, but you know, it's really good. And I don't know why they would recall these memorable moments of the slimes hanging from the ceilings in the depths, which don't really do anything except allowing you to farm for large Titanite shards. But I'm not a From designer, I don't know what is going on in their head. I've never found this the first time through. Like I walked here on the other side and I didn't even consider that there is going to be anything to do with this because you know the other one is broken and I didn't see the lever, so I didn't assume that this was going to be a shortcut later on. You really, really do not need this shortcut. It might be better to run the other way around anyway. Um, and it's not a hard boss that follows spoilers, but you get an ember here, which might be a hint or might not be. What we will do, however, is try invading once more, because again, I'm a cheap bastard, even though I have a lot of embers remaining. And it's fun to invade here. People have a hard time just running for the boss, and there is a lot of traps you can set up. Sometimes they just fall down at the start of the area, and you can imagine that they are having a very hard time with themselves, and it's fun. Stop it. Wow, an unintentional kick. What am I, Rory Powers? And yeah, let's just press on for a while. Where is that guy? What? What are you doing back there? Did you try to hit me? Wow, that was some spacing issues. Anyway, if you have a blunt weapon here which can knock enemies over... Oh wow, I wanted to talk about this, but I guess I won't. Let's just pretend this never happened. And if you have a blunt weapon here, then the skeletons have no fun at all. Like, they're not weak to blunt weapons per se, like they would be in Demon's Souls, where you can just kill skeletons with your bare fists because they're so weak to blunt. They're kind of weak to blunt, but you can easily kill them with other weapons. But they're weak in the sense that it knocks them on their ass all the time, especially if it's a heavier weapon, and then you really do not have any trouble dealing with them. Coming up here, there is the guy who controls the ball, the skeleton ball. And anything else? I think this is actually relatively safe to go up here. Though there is a guy to the left. There is a guy to the left who's going to come and have an issue with me. Wow, I'm fucking up again. There he is. These guys are actual fuckers. They're really hard to deal with unless you know you have a blunt weapon which is strong. Just trust my word on many of these things. Wow, I forgot about this. Holy shit. You got me. This one isn't illuminated. Anyway, Carthus is actually really, really good in this game. Depending on the right weapon, of course. Not this one. But yeah, if you come up here, then you have a relatively easy path dealing with these enemies here. Of course, you have a trap. If you go for the ranged guy, then this guy to the left will get you. If you go for the head guy, then it won't help you very much. I think he has run away. We might find him just around the corner. If you come up from the other way, the hidden way I might want to emphasize, then I think this guy can quite easily get you. And you might also run into some trouble if you go around the corner too quickly, because I think the bow guy can still see you. Will you stand up again? Yeah, this is an issue. Not for the weapon here, but I think he's the only one who will stand up again of this kind of enemy. Kukris are good. Hey, don't mind me. What was that? I think I was winding up for a backstab and just killed him instead. Whatever. Yeah, so up here you can actually find some goodies, very, very good goodies. Like killing him will shut off the skeleton ball. So it would be an interesting proposition to have this area hidden behind an illusory wall, but it's not. It's absolutely not hidden behind the illusory wall, because I didn't have to take this illusory wall. I could just go up here, the illuminated path, which is perfectly safe to take. Maybe the idea is going up here and you only have to deal with the respawning kukri guy first, and if you're smart, then you kill him twice and take him out, and then it's not an issue. But come on, why is it an illusory wall? It makes no sense. Makes no sense. If this staircase was like broken down, then you could have a reasonable guess to, okay, I must get up here somewhere, there must be some way. Maybe you search on the other side, come back to here, and then you find the illusory wall, and you're like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense geometrically. But having a normal way up there too, I don't get it. So, where are you coming from? After this invasion, we will answer this question. Spoilers, it's from the skeleton ball. It took me a while to realize this, but when the ball shatters, there is actually this tiny aggressive crabbo in there, which is really cute. I like him. He's my friend. I'm going to kill him. Hello, friend. Oh, another gut. I haven't seen this one in a while. So he was on the other side there? No, he's back here. Oh wow, another invader. And I can sniper them with traps. That's fun. Oh, didn't want to get hit there. No, this is going to be fun. Ha! Excellent. Almost. I could hear that. Out of stamina? Yes, he's out of stamina. Haha! Excellent. I knew I could take this risk. This is what you get for overcommitting. I know this because I have a strong weapon too. Aw, too bad. Okay? Maybe? Ah, no, sad. I usually like doing this because I don't think it works so well, but maybe you get some extra souls for the Phantom. Doesn't really matter. But that was really fun. This is how invasion should play out, and sometimes it does work like it should, even in Dark Souls 3. I'm happy. Anyway, I said I would kill this guy. I will. I will. Why do things keep dying? I'm so mystified by this. Super weird. Anyway, Dark Gem for destroying the ball, which can be quite nice, I guess, if you want a dark weapon. And now that we are embered, I think I even was embered when I was here the first time, but I do think you have to go down here, maybe? Yeah, there we go. And then Zorik will like block your path or something, but because I didn't see this, I don't know why, but I didn't see it. Yeah, I never was invaded by him. And he came out of nowhere the second time you find him. Let's get to a little bit less enclosed quarters because Zorik is actually really hard. I suspect he's even going to be really hard for my hammer. Yep, because he also has an ultra weapon. And he has a ton of stamina. Wow, I could actually hit him out of this. Amazing. As you can see with Stomp, he laughs at your attempts to break his poise. He really doesn't care about this. This is a fine weapon art for that. And also he blocks at the same time, I think, with the Fuchs. The Fume Ultra Great Sword, in case you don't know. And if you want to block him, by the way, he's wearing the Night Slayer's ring, which makes sense considering his name. Which makes it so that he actually drains more stamina of you. So he's a really fucking tough cookie. But I did it anyway. Why does he drop the my thanks gesture? Well, if he wins against you, then he will do it. Which is really funny. And I really laughed when he killed me the first time and did the my thanks gesture, and I actually learned it from seeing him fade out as I lay dying. So that was really great. It loses a little bit of impact when you see that he drops it if you kill him. But still, really fun. And you get the Night Slayer's ring for your troubles, which is also nice. And I think you can get all of that even if he does not invade you. So this is basically optional, which I like. You know, some kind of redundancy. Maybe get some stuff a little earlier, get some practice in. And sorry for that. It's usually fun fighting things in these games, so that's nice. Probably don't want to kick this guy off the ledge, even though, you know, you really want to. Because, you know, item drops. These guys can drop some really good shit. Is he still alive? Because I didn't get any souls. Weird. Maybe for once there is not a gravity-related suicide or anything. Anyway, the first time you see these guys rise up, you probably think, well, it's going to be just a trap. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Anyway, here's a shortcut. As I said, completely missed that. It blends in a lot, I think. And it doesn't really matter. Maybe a little. So now something I don't get here. You really want to take this path, probably. Especially later on. But it's a rather unsafe path, if I remember correctly. But maybe it doesn't trigger if I go like this because, you know, the game hates me demonstrating things. I'll take it.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
We meet again.
Usually I'm chased here by like
Have
20
you seen
different
Horace
skeletons.
anywhere?
Still not. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
yes. I see. I've searched high and low,
Still no
with no
prism
luck.
stones? Are you out?
Perhaps he's left the catacombs. Oh, Horace.
I think
Where have
maybe
you
he
run off to?
leaves one if he moves to a different location. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, you can drop down here and go there, but this misses the point of the actual gimmick of this part of the level, which is really fun. And it didn't trigger, because I think I didn't move far enough. Maybe I shouldn't have killed the 3 guys here. Yeah, anyway, this is the gimmick. Oh my god, this is a lot of skeletons. Help. But of course there is something you can do against that, which involves something very, very dangerous, which you will probably not think of the first time you go through here. I should have waited a little longer. Anyway, this is how you dump a lot of skeletons down there. They might still find their way up here if you're unlucky, it doesn't matter too much. This is also a really fun part to invade, there is lots of PvP videos about that. Something I didn't get the first time is that you can go through here, down there, and into the darkness below. It's not actually that dark because it's actually rather well illuminated because of all the fire, but we'll get to that in a second. I will just tag this boss here because it should be easy enough even with half my Estus gone. And hey, you know, why not? I mean, it's not like it's going to make it any easier. Ah, too bad. We got another one. I mean, it is obviously going to make things a little easier, but it's not going to make them let the one problem of the fight go away, which is that he might randomly instant kill you. It's not super random, I know that too, but let's just say I'm not the biggest fan of Wolnir in execution, though I really like the concept. One more go around, and otherwise I'll just do it solo. If I really want to, I can get these medals later on, but I don't think I will. Nothing super exciting for me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Maybe one of the skeletons has tried and find the way over here. I don't know. Let's touch the goblet. Keep thinking of that. Fucked up that the goblet isn't a small goblin line. It cracks me up all the time. I'll let this play because it's fucking awesome. One of the best pre-boss cutscenes in the game. Spooky carbonated water fizz, if you could actually hear that. It's one of these moments if you do not actually find a shortcut and have had a kind of trouble dealing with the horde of skeletons beforehand, maybe if you didn't realize that you could shut down the bridge, then this is one of these choices. Like, do I touch the goblet? I mean, it's obviously a bad thing. What is going to happen? Then you're like, ah, this is not good. This is probably a bad thing. Oh my god. Hi. And I like the timing here, where he's like, okay, as soon as you see the item directly in your grasp, then he pops up. And maybe you have already committed to the item getting animation, and then you're having a real hard time because there is a skeleton in your face. The way to deal with him should be relatively obvious. It is not dealing these tiny amounts of damage, though it could be worse, I guess. But rather hit the glowing weak points, which you can lock onto. So yeah, and this miasma he vomits up. This can really easily fuck you up if you're standing inside it. But even if you're not standing inside it, if he decides to crawl up the hill while you're still beneath him, trying to hit him, I don't know, then you are also going to have a rather hard time with him. And he can decide to crawl up here like this rather quickly, so I'm always wary of just trying to stay a little bit behind and looking for a safe opportunity. He has a lot of these. He's really not a hard boss. He has a really fun gimmick in principle. because he's going to summon a lot of skeletons, as you do when you're a skeleton lord. You know, I think he's doing it right now. Is he? Will he? Won't he? Maybe he isn't. Well, showing off things. Not this time. Not this playthrough. Yeah, see, now he's running up, and if he gets you inside his chest hitbox, then you're fucked. You lose life at a very, very, very quick rate, and it's not good. It's not good. This is for the skeletons, maybe? Yes, this is for the skeletons. So now there is a lot of skeletons there, theoretically. One. This is something which I didn't see the first like 3 times I fought him, that he actually brought up this sword and actually used it for stuff. Wow, amazing. Because I just killed him too quick, I guess. And then it was really surprising to me that he had this as a boss weapon. Also, all the skeletons are gone now. Good job, Wolnir. They surely must really like working for you. Yeah, he keeps killing them with giant AoE attacks, so it seems reminiscent, like it wants to be reminiscent of Nito, but it really doesn't work that well, because he keeps killing all of his minions, and then they're dead. This was dangerous. Lingering hitbox too. How can he even go any farther up? Seems like he has solved his own problem here. Come on. Come on! In your face. Yeah, like this. Easy enough. Goodbye. So yeah, he's not a hard boss, not at all. Like, his own gimmicks work against him. You can just stand back here and everything is fine, but occasionally he will just instant kill you underneath his gigantic rib cage, and there is little you can do if you stand in the wrong place, and this is why I was so cautious. But it worked out in the end, isn't that nice? Still only 1/5 to the Abyss Watchers, not that bad, not that bad. Really goes to show how good the hammer is. This has nothing to do with my abilities as a player. I assure you have seen enough examples. There we go. Let's open up this door. Light this very important bonfire. Maybe for returning. But there are some bonfire placements which are convenient. But for that safe anchor of a bonfire, safe haven of one, don't really make sense. For a second though, let's take in this view. It's amazing. I really like it. If you have spent more time at the Catacombs, maybe even down the optional area which the bridge opened up, we're going to get to that, then this will be a very welcome sight of some light. Moonlight, but still, after all the dreariness down there, this is what I was talking about with the bonfire. It's just there. It's just there. Also welcome. Anyway, I think this is a good time to stop this, let's call it an episode. And next time we're going to explore said optional area. Maybe after dipping into Irithyll a tiny bit, because there might be something good for us waiting there. If you send grey-red pillaging, we can then kill an easy boss, at least a quickly accessible boss, and get him back immediately. But that, as I said, is for next time. I'm now going to spend all of these souls off screen, and thank you very much for your attention. Ugh.